Hey guys, what's going on? This is Michael with Foodie and Fit, and I just want to take a time to update you guys because it has been a minute since I've posted. So I've been doing stuff, but it's just been a little bit. So one of the things I've decided to do is start to compete for men's bodybuilding, specifically men's physique bodybuilding. So what I did was I hired a coach over at prophysique.com, Steve Bograd, and started working with posing, and I've been making progress to that. So one of the things is I've aimed a picked a date, uh, start working towards that. But let me go through because I've been about this for about a month now. I've lost, I think, about 10 pounds or so, and I just want to go over why. So, first off, before I begin, let me just start with please, if you like the content, if you want more, hit the like button, subscribe, the notification button, all that stuff, just because that helps let me know, what is interesting you. So, I got into bodybuilding because I've been weight training and following pretty much a bodybuilder's regime. And so one of the things is I've been following, Jeff Nippard, Jeff Cavalier slash Athlete X, Stephanie Buttermore, all these fitness influencers who do bodybuilding or have participated in bodybuilding or who work with nutrition, fitness, that type of thing. And that has really helped me improve my physique, improve my flexibility, improve my just overall health. So, when you kind of get comfortable and around that, you get kind of used to the idea of, okay, bodybuilding. All right, cool. I know it's not just the open category for men's bodybuilding where it's the very large people. It's, men's physique was something that I thought I could try. So that has been something I've been working towards. So if you're not familiar with men's physique, it is bodybuilding, but it's more so focused on getting shredded, maintaining a healthy amount of muscle, but losing body fat. And so every group does lose body fat, and there's a couple of different categories. But men's physique is just, again, the guys we see where it's just crazy, insane abs for days and stuff. So that was the challenge because for me, I've never done that. I knew I'd be losing weight. I think Steven put my uh, target right now, just perspective target for body weight is coming down to 186, which is definitely something I have not been since high school. I think when I started working with him, what was it, 203 maybe or so. And then, yeah, I did my weigh in today, so I'm at 193 officially. Last week I dropped down, got down to 191, but there's fluctuations that go along the way. So that is what I'm doing, and that's kind of how I got comfortable with the idea. But there's a lot that kind of goes into this. So he changed my macros. So instead of I was doing not low carbs, but it was like moderate carbs. So my carbs were about 30% of my total daily intake, and he upped it. And I was just like, oh, okay. I'm not afraid of carbs, but you know, that's different. And I was trying to figure out, okay, well, I know what I'm supposed to be out caloric wise. How do I add healthy carbs? And that's a challenge, especially when you're trying to hit 250 grams of carbs. Oh my God, especially when it's healthy. So for me, I actually figured out that, hey, I'm doing almost everything I need to do, but already, but I just need to add French fries. Russet potato French fries for two of my meals and stuff. Took my carb count up and put me in line with where I need to be. My calories were slightly low for what I was trying to do, with increasing the carbs and then decreasing the protein slightly just to put it in line for 250 protein, 250 carbs. And so I went from chicken to flank steak, and it balanced things out, brought my calories up, cut out a couple other things. It was just able to bring me down, and I've been losing weight on high carbs higher carbs than what most people is. I know some people eat high carbs where it's 70% of their diet. That's not what I'm doing. But yes, it's just much higher carbs than you would naturally think. And I feel great. And things are tightening and doing update photos and looking at the mirror, you start to see certain things changing. So, especially, he said when I first contacted him, it was a good position to start, but if I'm serious about it, I just need to stay focused. So, uh, he assessing where I was carrying my weight, you don't normally, you can take photos regularly to the camera, and that's where you're thinking like, hey, this is pretty good. And then, but the thing with progress photos is, from different angles. So especially front pose, back pose. So then I got to see, oh, hey, I carry a lot more weight on my back, on my weight. And so that's been the thing that's been leaning up the most. Not that I'm still not leaning up on the stomach, and the bottom two abs of an 8-pack are starting to come in. So that's kind of interesting because I've never been to that point before. But week after week, I'm seeing that sort of progress. So that's exciting, is that, hey, I'm not starving myself to lose weight. I'm not avoiding carbs. I'm not avoiding these things. Like, I eat, and I eat well, and I'm still losing weight. So that's just been the interesting part of this journey. So I'm looking at competing in November on the 21st, and I should be there. I'm making steady progress, losing about a pound or so a week, and getting there. But I did just want to take the time to share with this because I know there's going to be a lot of people who are interested in bodybuilding or getting to a certain degree of a physique, and just being able to share that you can do stuff to get there is important, and like that's reasonable. I mean, again, you can't outwork a bad diet. You can't go in the gym and crush it 5 days a week and then go home on the weekends and then eat like crazy or eat like nothing's watching and expect to get the same results. So you still can, especially if you're not trying to go to a bodybuilding level competition, physique for competition, you can still enjoy meals out and still do things to some degree. But for me, I'm just like, you know what? I want to see if I can push myself. I want to see what I can do because, hey, like I know I'm not, like I was in great shape aesthetically, but I was like, I know I can do better, and I felt like this was the opportunity to push myself to just see what I can do. And that's the thing, is like trying to improve yourself, trying to challenge yourself. Don't get comfortable and complacent with the same results that you've always gotten. So again, right now I'm at the lowest weight since high school. I've smashed every other record that I've had, and I'm on track to get even leaner and maintain muscle. And I'm glad the gyms have opened back up. I'm making sure to wipe my equipment down, to keep my mask on, social distance, do all that other stuff, but just to also weight train because I missed it. But I was making progress and getting in shape before I even started working with Steven at home. And so it's funny to see some people say like, oh, I need the gym to get in shape, and oh man, and it's just like, no, you don't. Especially if you're not trying to compete for a bodybuilder or anything. It's like, trust me, you can lift heavy stuff, and there's so many modifications and things you can do at home, but that's neither here nor there. So my thoughts on bodybuilding and competing, it's different, and I don't want to, this is something that if you make the commitment to do and don't give yourself wiggle room, like you'll see yourself, like there's no other option. Like, okay, I registered with, well, what organization? OCB. So I'm going completely natural, and there's a polygraph and drug tests and everything else that's involved, because I'm like, hey, I want to do this, but I want to do this in a way that just works for me, which is all natural. And then I want to push myself and see like, okay, how good can I look? How much can I push myself to still work out? And really, I've said many times before in old videos, it's just about the diet, and it's just about being willing to plan ahead and to work around triggers that we all have and things that like set us off on the path to cheat. And especially, you will cheat less with carbs if carbs are heavily in your diet. So for me, like especially with French fries, a lot. The first day, I think I had to like make French fries like 2 or 3 times just to get the, oh yeah, I'm having breakfast potatoes in the morning. So yeah, I had to make French fries like 3 times. So like for a snack for dinner and then an after dinner snack, and that was difficult because I was like, oh man, I don't really feel full. So like, you will crave carbs less, trust me, because especially if you find a nutrition program that works for you. And so I have, and you know, there will be possible modifications depending on if I stall out, because I've never even gotten to this level before. So, and I can't wait to see uh, how far I can take it. And to celebrate, I was like, oh hey, I treated myself to a Project Rock uh, workout shirt, just because one of the things I've noticed with the bodybuilding community and the fitness community is a lot of people have the same drive, passion, and motivation that The Rock has on his Instagram. So a lot of people follow The Rock and you see his motivation, you see him getting after it, and that's what the fitness community has been for the most part to me and for a lot of people I know. So it's like, yeah, I support that, because if you work hard and you're willing to improve yourself, like it's so hard not to like be positive. Like, hey, I just put in the blood, sweat, tears to get to this level, to like do a new PR, to diet, to do all these other things, and then to see someone else that you're like, wow, that person, they did it too, and it's hard not to have that sort of mutual respect. So, you know, that's just the community and that's the camaraderie that can come in the fitness industry. And yeah, that's one of the reasons that's made it an easier transition. I know that a long time ago I used to look down on gym bros and look down on some of that, because it was outside looking in, and I made a lot of assumptions and I assumed, hey, some of these people, you know, I don't even want to be part of that, because look at him just in a tight t-shirt or just showing off. And yes, it this can look like it's showing off, but it's, unless if you've never been 100 pounds overweight, you wouldn't understand. And if you've never lost 100 pounds, then you wouldn't understand. Because there's so many choices that we make in terms of not being in photos, in terms of avoiding clothes or wearing certain things to feel comfortable, to hide, to like, oh hey, I only take a photo a certain way so it doesn't look like I have a double or triple chin. I remember that. So yeah, I learned to just be proud and accept. You know, after I started making changes, I was like, oh hey, this is why a gym bro may wear tight clothing or fitted clothing. And it's just like, oh, why is it wearing a medium? And it's just like, okay, well, you can either fit your stomach or fit your chest. And if you work out, you probably have lost some weight, or maybe you've lost weight. But you want to look better, and you don't want that shirt that's just flowing out in the wind and doesn't look that good. So you go fitted. He's like, okay, I fit the chest. Hey, this is a little bit snugger fit. I'm sorry, you fit the stomach, so it's like, hey, it's a little bit tighter fit, shows off that I have muscles, but hey, it looks good, and you know, why not? So yeah, I was wrong a long time ago about that, and I know that gets in the way for a lot of people to make progress or desires to make changes. I mean, so I do acting, I do a lot of other stuff, filmmaking as well. And that's one of the things that I've noticed when it comes to actors, that sometimes, like, this isn't to push people to, not everyone has to look like me, and that's not the goal, is everyone needs to be jacked or yoked or what, swole or what, any of that stuff. But it's like, you should take care of yourself and you should invest in yourself. And I've seen people resist so hard because their let their personality and identity say like, nope, I can't do this. Oh, it's too impossible. Oh, I just like to eat whatever, drink a Coke or whatever. And it's just like, you can let that be you, but is it? And so for me, I decided not to let that be me. And so from last year to this year, like, besides losing a bunch of weight, like, I made sure, like, for acting, they say, like, oh, what's your brand? What are you known for? And then eventually, talent manager slash teacher is like, man, every time I see you, you're always working out, you're always walking, you're always doing stuff. And I realized, like, yeah, part of my brand is fitness. Like, I'm actually fine with that because I worked hard to get here and I'm not ashamed of it. And it has helped make put a positive spin on everything that I do and makes me proud to be who I am. So, yeah, I am a bodybuilder, and that's what got me into competing into bodybuilding. And hopefully, you guys will see as you come along with this journey what I can do and how far I can take this, because I'd love to step on stage, and I don't care win, lose. If I show up and do my best in November in Phoenix, Arizona for the OCB Desert Valley Natural, like, I will be proud. I don't care if I lose. For me to just have done everything I possibly could will make me proud. So, I've been Michael James, and this has been Foodie and Fit.